Hi, everybody. Okay, so this is going to be our introductory lecture. So, welcome to Psychopathology and Problems in Living. So, you obviously are in the right course, or you wouldn't be accessing these videos. But if you're not in Psych 238, and this isn't Fall 2020, and you're not in sections I or J, maybe you want to go ahead and just like bounce out. Also, if you haven't opened up your slides, why don't you go ahead and get those opened up and follow along, just in case my face right here covers up any of your whatever, the information on the screen. Yes, I'm using OBS. This is a streamer setup, as you can tell by the chair and the headset. I'm a gamer. Sorry, it's not super professional. I don't have a 4K camera. That is what it is. All right. So, everybody, welcome to the course. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to tell you a little bit about what we're going to be doing today. That way you kind of know what to expect. And feel free to fast forward past any of this stuff if you're not interested. Some people like to know who's teaching them. So for today, we're going to talk about who I am. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the class, expectations, things like that. And then we're going to do a brief syllabus review. The syllabus is on Compass in PDF format. Make sure you download that and read through it. You can actually pause this video right now, technology, and read through the whole syllabus and then press play again. Or you can just read along. It'll be fun. All right, everybody. So my name is Walter James Venerable III. I would encourage you just to call me Walter. That's a whole lot of words right there. Don't try to memorize all that. All right. Now I am a fourth year doctoral student. I am from Phoenix, Arizona, the land where it's hot all the time. But I finally get why they say it's a dry heat because with this humidity out here, you just can't breathe. Now we have the alcohol research lab. This is where I do my research. So if you have it, if you ever want to participate in our research, just let me know. Right now, everything's digital, so there's no see. Last semester, some of my students were very happy because we actually do alcohol administration studies. So it was very popular, before everything shut down. And we'll get to more about that a little bit later. Now, I used to be a stand-up comedian. Oh, look at that right there. Woo-wee. Yep. But don't worry, you're actually not going to get access to any of my old videos. And this semester, there's no jokes in class, no jokes during lecture. Not telling any jokes at all. Not doing it. Not doing it. Okay. And then I'm also a sober living advocate. So myself, I'm 10 years clean and sober. Actually, I'll be 10 years on October 28th, 2020. Depending on when you're watching this video, there's going to be somebody who's going to wait. So, you know, 10 years sober living. If you're interested in hearing more, just let me know. Just to give you a spoiler alert, I'm not going to be your sponsor and I'm not going to give you counseling, but we can connect you to resources on campus if you feel like you need some help. There's no shame. There's no shame in admitting you have a drinking or a substance abuse problem. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what not to call me. All right. So like I said, call me Walter. I'm just a graduate student, okay? So when you call me professor, you're giving me 10 promotions straight in a row. I mean, some people literally like spend their entire lives trying to get the title professor. And if you call me professor, you're just like, yeah, I didn't earn it. I haven't earned it yet. And your other graduate instructors, they might want you to call them professor, but they're not a professor. Do you know what I'm talking about? You see what I'm saying? That's like if you were to call me King of Wakanda. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would make me feel good, but it's not true. It's not a real thing. Okay? So don't call me professor. Also, thank you for calling me doctor. I'm in my fourth year. I know you probably think I can do it and I can make my way through, but I haven't made it through. I haven't done it yet. So please don't call me doctor. I haven't finished internship yet. So even when I finish the program, if I don't finish internship, you can't call me doctor. So just don't do it. Just don't do it. Okay? Mister, I get this one a lot. Listen, I get it. I got the grays. I'm an older guy. Okay, I understand. You want to call me Mister? Go ahead. But you don't have to call me Mister. You don't have to call me Mr. Venerable. You didn't have to pronounce my last name. Honestly, I thought my name was Vegetable for a long time, but it's not. It's Venerable. You see what I'm talking about? This is a difference. All right? So just like you can cut all that out. You don't have to. I'm not gonna get mad at you. I'm just saying you don't have to do it. Okay? But I know some of you are. Dude, definitely don't call me dude. Don't call me bro. Don't call me homie. None of that stuff. I'm not your line brother. Do you know what I mean? We're not pledging together. We're not gonna be hanging out on the weekends playing Destiny too. Do you know what I'm talking about? So like, no, don't call me none of that stuff. None of that stuff. Any of those heirloom nicknames. All right? No, it's not gonna work out for you. Just call me Walter. Super simple, super easy. Yeah, everybody can do it. Let's say it together. Walter. Boom, there we go. We're all set. Okay. I'm just a graduate student. Please don't give me no promotions. Unless like your dad's the president of the university, then please give me all the promotions in the world. All right, let's go ahead and move right along. All right, so I'm going to give you a quick little breakdown. I like to call this the tale of two Walters. Because, all people have multiple sides. It's duality. And the same thing for me. We have Happy Walter, right? Look at that. Look at that guy right there. He's nice. Let's be friends. Ooh, look at that. Look at that smile. You see that right there? Ooh, he's happy. Look at him go, right? He's at the mall back when you can go outside. And then we have Serious Walter. And as you can see, I've grown my afro out, and that's just how it's going to be. But Serious Walter right here, oh no, look at Serious Walter. What you done did to make Walter look serious like that? That's no good, you know? So that's the thing. You're going to have two Walters. Happy Walter, huh? You know? You're reading the syllabus. You're turning in assignments on time. You're asking good questions. You see what I'm talking about? And then you have Serious Walter. It's the last week of the semester, and you're asking me how you can get an A in the class, and you haven't turned in a single assignment. That's not going to be that good. All right? I'm telling you now. So that way you're not shocked. Because what happens is people, they see nice Walter, and they think, oh, this guy, he's just nice all the time. He's a nice guy. He's a good guy. Everybody likes him. And then they get this guy right here. And they're like, whoa, what happened? Walter was smiling 5 minutes ago, and now he's mad at me. Oh, just follow the rules. See? Happy Walter. Serious Walter. There we go. All right, everybody. Let's go to the next slide. Any questions, send me an email. And you should know my email because it's in the syllabus. So now we're going to go ahead and do a brief syllabus review. And before we get into the syllabus, I'm going to switch things up to Happy Walter. All right. And the reason why I want to switch things up to Happy Walter is because I want us to go over, some sensitive topics. Okay. So we're going to be talking about COVID. All right, everybody. So I know that, the last 2020 has been pretty bad. Okay. And the last 6 months have been especially troubling with COVID, with all the racial injustice happening and us, in an election year, and everything's very tough. But I do want to let you know that, I want I want you to understand that this is just school, right? I want you to make sure that you're taking care of issues that are important to you, in terms of your health, your family, your mental well-being, your emotional well-being, and things like that. And so I understand that there's real world things going around that might contribute to you having difficulties. But I want everybody to know that it's my goal to try to make this environment, this online environment, this transition as easy as possible for you and as painless as possible. So I encourage you to keep in communication with me. I encourage you to reach out to me. I encourage you to send emails first, and let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. I want to wish you all the best and hope that nothing bad happens to you. But if you feel like, this is just like a bad time, we can talk about it. Talk about, withdrawing from the course or other kinds of options that you might have. That's like the last minute. That's a last ditch effort. But I want you to keep open lines of communication. Okay? All right. So if you go ahead and do that, everything's going to be okay. Let me give you just a little quick life advice. So most things in life are people talking to people. Communication. If the lines of communication are open, good things can happen. This is true in friendships, relationships, your career, etc. You ever have a bad day and you go to like the DMV, or you call the telemarketer person, or you're getting bad service at a restaurant? It's easy to see people as these monoliths, right? But it's harder to see people as individuals, right? And so when you talk to somebody, when you communicate them person to person, you humanize yourself and you humanize the other person. And then open lines of communication can occur and results can be achieved. So in this course, you're going to have happy Walter and then serious Walter. But if you feel like there's a situation where you need to break through that, through communication, that can be done. And you can also avoid serious Walter altogether by staying in constant contact with me if things do go awry. Now, this is not to say that at the last week of the semester, you can turn in all your assignments and get an A in the class. That's not how this is going to work. This means that there's a test this weekend and something's going on. You need to contact me. If you're always contacting me for the test on the weekend, there's going to be a problem. Okay? So, open lines of communication, everything like that. All right. If you have any questions about that, go ahead and give me an email at wjv3@illinois.edu. And then look, boom, 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 boom. Got some COVID resources here for you. This is also in the syllabus. So please open your syllabus and read it. You don't even have to have a printout copy anymore. You can have a PDF. You can copy that in a Word document. Whatever you want to do. Okay? All right, everybody. So let's go ahead and move forward and let's talk a little bit about what is psychopathology. So what I want you to do is pause your video. Don't Google. Pause your video. And then I want you to think, what does psychopathology mean to you? So we're paused right now. We're on pause. Okay. Unpause. All right. So psychopathology is going to be a term which refers to either the study of mental illness, or sorry, mental distress, or sorry, mental illness or distress, or the manifestation of behaviors and experiences which may be indicative of mental illness or psychological impairment. Okay, so those are the things we're going to be talking about in this course. I'm gonna stop moving that around. Just pull out your slides. What y'all doing anyways? What you doing? Okay. Now, when it comes to this course, we are going to be focusing on psychopathology and problems in living. And so we're going to learn about psychopathology through video lectures like this one right here. We're going to learn about it through the readings that we're going to have. Then we're going to have some study videos. See, I like study videos. These lectures are cool, but I like to go on YouTube, do a little bit of that search action, and then, pull up some study videos. That's what I enjoy. Okay? And then we're going to have quizzes. Now, these quizzes are like the 6 exams that we have over the semester, but also, iClicker questions are now going to be quizzes online. That's going to be for your attendance. And then we're going to have reading quizzes. So, we're going to have a lot of quizzes to do. Okay? And then we're going to have a writing assignment. This is a 2-part writing assignment. It's in the syllabus. We'll talk more about that a little bit later in the semester. If you're really anxious about the writing assignment, you can send me an email whenever. What's my email address? That's right, wjv3@illinois.edu. Had to specially request that one. Now, I do want to let you know, just because of everything, let me move my head out the way. There we go. Look at that. There we go. So all of the content and the order of content in our class is subject to change. So this is going to get into a little bit later what's very important. But what is important is that you always check your emails and you're always checking Compass. Okay, but we're going to get into that a little bit. I don't want to do a spoiler alert, but spoiler alert. Okay, so let's go ahead and move forward. So at the end of this course, there's going to be a few things that you should be able to do. You should be able to evaluate various definitions of abnormal behavior and mental disorders. You should be able to examine the spectrum of signs and symptoms related to different expressions of psychopathology. There you go, right down there. There we go, right in the corner. You should be able to identify which populations are more vulnerable to specific psychiatric disorders, and identify risk factors for psychopathology and understand how they confer risk. Ah, look at that. You know what? Listen, there's going to be typos in the presentation, all right? I'm not going to pause the video. I'm on a roll. All right. Second part right here is going to be you should be able to describe treatment and prevention strategies for specific mental disorders. Have a compassionate understanding of what it's like to live with a mental disorder and examine biases related to mental illness. and understand the profession of clinical psychology, including its strengths and limitations. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and continue our syllabus review. And my thing just froze up there. Yeah, there we go. All right, and for this, we're going back to serious Walter. There, look at that guy right there. You see this? You see this? Look at this guy. Look at this guy. This young whippersnapper. He's like, I'm gonna go back to school and get my PhD. Yeah. Now look at him, bruh. Oh, life comes at you fast, man. All right, serious. Okay, so let's talk about compass for a second. So when it comes to compass, it's very important that you check compass every day. This is going to be your responsibility. Okay, so minus a few of you that might be Wunderkinds. Most of you are all adults, and I'm going to treat you like an adult, and you should know how to check your email and check Compass. And if you have any problems with that, you should let me know ASAP Rocky, because I don't want you waiting until halfway through the semester to talk about you don't know how to check Compass. And here's the thing. Okay, I'm going to go on a tangent here, but bear with me. This applies to things like your grades. You should check your grades every week. You should not reach out to me 3 days before the last day of the semester and say, Walter, in week 3, I didn't have a grade for X. I did X. Where's my grade for X? Guess what? Your grade is in the ether. It's gone. The UFOs came down, sucked up your grade, and they took off to Omicron Persei 8. Okay? So what you need to do is check Compass all the time. Every day, just log in. Log into Compass. I know it's a lot to do. I know it's really hard to log into Compass on your mobile device or your internet-enabled computer and then check on it. But you should. Stay on top of your grades. If you don't stay on top of your grades, I'm sure not going to stay on top of your grades. I'm going to post them, and if you read them, you read them. If you don't, you don't. And that's just what it is. I'm not going to reach out to you and be like, hey, guess what? We're at the end of the semester. You have a C in the class. Are you sure you turned in everything? I'm going to assume that if you didn't turn it in, you didn't turn in. And this is your warning. This is your warning. Your warning that if you don't turn something in, I'm not going to email you. Okay? So you need to check for yourself. Okay? All right. Now, any questions on that? Send me an email. wjv3@illinois.edu. All righty. So now moving forward, let's talk about notes and announcements. Okay? So for your lecture, I'll put slides online, but these slides are going to be incomplete, which means there's going to be information in the lecture that's not present in the slides. You're also going to have readings every week. You're responsible for all the readings. Okay? So that means if there's a folder on Compass that has some files in it that are PDFs, those are your readings. You should probably read those every week. Okay? It's going to be your responsibility. Okay? If you have trouble with that, send me an email. Now, when it comes to announcements, I send out emails using the course-wide email system, which means I type up an email, everybody who's registered in the class gets a copy of the email. So what you want to do is, if you get an email from me, you want to add that to a contact, put that in a different folder or something to where it doesn't go in your junk folder. Make sure you're receiving my emails. If you're not receiving my emails, you need to let somebody know. Okay? If you're worried you miss an email, just send me an email. Okay? My email is wjv3@illinois.edu. Okay. Now I do put messages like announcements on Compass. So if I update the syllabus or I upload a new study file or something like that, sometimes I'll update Compass. You should check Compass every day. You should just check it every day. Now the way this course is going to work, we're going to, be doing the whole week thing. We're not going to be doing Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So we're going to have content for a week, and it's going to be due at the end of the week. And all that's in the syllabus. But you should always be checking Compass multiple times. Just check it. Just check it, because you don't know. You don't know. Okay, any problems with that? Send me an email. Okay, once again, I want to stress that this is your responsibility, so please take it seriously. All right, now my animations for the next slide are already messed up, so spoiler alert, we have in-person discussion sessions These are Monday and Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 10:50. That's going to be taught by me. And then Wednesday and Thursday from 5 p.m. to 5:50 p.m. taught by Danny Kang, another one of our student instructors. Okay, these are going to be in-person sessions in Psychology Room 142. You must sign up for these online. There are particular social distancing and COVID precautions that are in place, which include you wearing a mask, you sitting in the assigned seat, using hand sanitizer, cleaning off your desk with provided sanitation wipes, making sure that you come in through the door in the back and leave through the door in the front to avoid any kind of issues, making sure that you do sign up for this for contact tracing purposes. Make sure you're signing up for these sessions. Don't just show up and be like, oh, I thought I'd show up. And definitely don't show up without a mask. Okay? And please follow all these guidelines. And let me tell you something. You want to talk about serious Walter. You don't want to meet pandemic Walter. All right? So you need to go ahead and check all that stuff to the side. Wear a mask. Use hand sanitizer. Wipe your desk down. And that's going to be that conversation. I'm not playing these games. So if you decide to come to in-person session, which is purely optional, there's not going to be anything talked about in the discussion session that isn't covered in lecture. Okay? I mean, I'm going to have office hours, all right, which I'll send out a little poll to everybody for which office hours work best for you. And then I'll go ahead and set those up because I'm a nice guy, Walter. But nothing is going to be talked about in these in-person discussion sessions that isn't going to be talked about somewhere else. Okay? All right. And don't do that thing where you send me an email and say, I didn't come to the discussion session. Can you please tell me what we talked about? No. We're not doing that. Sorry. Okay. All right, any questions? Send me an email. All right, let's talk about office hours. So like I said before, office hours, well, that's just by appointment only. That's actually a different one. There we go. So office hours are going to be via Zoom only. Okay? Alternate office hours are going to be by appointment only. So what that means is if you can't make it to the Zoom hours that I have set, we can meet alternatively. But these are only by appointment only. These are only going to be via Zoom. And you're going to have to set them and cancel within at least 24-hour notice. If you're saying, Walter, can you meet with me tomorrow at 5, and then you don't show up at 5, or you show up at 5:15, or whatever, I'm not going to set these individual appointments with you. Again, you can just send me emails. Because this is going to be your responsibility to make sure that if you need individual attention, that you ask for individual attention. And also, I'm not really required to do this. I'm not really required to set up alternate office hours for you. I set up 2 office hours a week. I can actually just put these office hours whenever I want. I can put them whenever I want, and then you just have to make do. You see what I'm talking about? But I'm going to send out a doodle poll so that most people can have really good coverage. Okay? And that's how that's going to work. All right? And whatever hour gets the most clicks, that's where my office hours are going to be. But I'm not required to do this. Do not act like I'm required to do this. Do not try to tell me what my job is. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. If you need help, just let me know. All right. So let's continue with our syllabus review. And now we're going to move back to Happy Walter, Nice Guy Walter, and Good Guy Walter. All right. Let's talk about conduct within the course. So I imagine this as being a collaborative environment where people come together to learn and grow. Now, because we're doing everything online, there's a little bit of, depersonalization that occurs, minus those who show up to the in-person teaching sessions. But when we're doing things like office hours, or if we ever hold any kind of live lectures, which we won't, everything will be on video, I would really suggest that you critique the idea and not the person. We all have a different background and a history when it comes to psychopathology and mental illness, so please have respect for your classmates. Maybe you have, like for me, for example, like I'm an alcoholic. I've been sober for a while, but I was a big time drinker for over a decade. And so, I have certain views about alcoholism that other people don't hold. And so there's a lot of stigma around alcoholism. Sometimes people say things like, why don't they just stop drinking? They can just choose to drink. It's not a sickness and stuff like that. That can be very painful to people who are struggling with addiction. So we don't want to use language like that. Same thing with stuff like depression or anxiety. Well, just stop worrying. Oh, why are you sad? Just be happy. We're not going to say stuff like that. Also, remember, just because so for example, like my mom has bipolar disorder, right? So just because my mom's bipolar looks a certain way doesn't mean all bipolar looks that way. All right? So you're not the expert on this particular mental illness because you know somebody who has it or you have it yourself. Okay? Just like I'm not an expert in alcoholism. I probably know more than some of you, but I don't know everything about alcoholism. I know about my alcoholism and the people that I've met. All right, so we want to really have some respect for the subject matter. We want to have respect for each other. We want to, if we ever hear something we don't like, we want to critique the idea, not the person. Okay, we don't want to say, why would you say that? You're so dumb. You're so stupid. That's offensive. Blah, blah. No, none of that stuff. We're trying to here to learn. This is a learning environment. Okay. Now, having said that, I'm not going to deal with any kind of discrimination. Okay, cultural, religion, any of that stuff. I'm not dealing with it. Okay, this is psychopathology. You need to put your scientist hats on. Okay, I don't want to hear none of this stuff. Now, there are going to be some topics that we will cover in this course that do have some racial and cultural implications. All right, we'll talk about like the disparity in rates between different ethnic and racial backgrounds and socioeconomic status. So some of the content that we'll talk about will be, will be politically charged in nature, but we're not going to get into a whole thing of pointing fingers, playing the trauma Olympics or anything like that. We're not going to do it, okay? All right. Any questions? Send me an email. All right. So when I say no disruptive behavior, I'm talking about when we're in office hours, okay? So what this means is please mute your microphone on Zoom, okay? I did an online summer institute where people would be in the grocery store with a phone in their pocket, you know, microphone not on mute. So there's 80 people in a Zoom meeting and we're hearing checkout grocery stuff. No, I don't want to hear that. I don't care what you're listening to on the radio. I don't care what you're walking in the background. Be on mute. Now, if you want to talk and want to say something, please enable your camera if you can. If you can't, that's fine. I'm not requiring you to enable your camera. I'm saying please enable your camera if you can. Okay. No laptops. I've deleted that. Okay, that's from last semester. Y'all gonna need a laptop. So you can just disregard that one right there. That's okay though. I'm not editing the video. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do it. You use your laptop. Okay. But hey, I will say this though. If you're on your laptop, you know, during these Zoom sessions, make sure you don't have all that other stuff going on in the background. All right? All right. Now, if you have any problems with any of this stuff, give me an email as soon as you can. All right. So let's talk about academic dishonesty. And this is going to be a brief section here. I'm not going to spend a long time on this, okay? So this is going to be not so happy, super serious Walter. Okay? Look at this guy right here. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Whoa. Man, that's some intensity right there. All right, let's talk about it for a second. Let's talk about academic dishonesty. Don't cheat. Don't do it. Do not share your papers. Do not call your friend who took this class last semester or 3 years ago and use their papers for this course. Do not do it, okay? There is technology and we can find out. And yeah, so this is why all the assignments are submitted through Compass through SafeAssign. If I get an assignment in email, I give you a 0 for it until you submit it through Compass and you submit it on time. Okay, so I'm going to check everything through SafeAssign. If it's not through SafeAssign, you don't get a grade. If your file's corrupted, you don't get a grade. Make sure your submission is complete and uncorrupted. Okay. For those of you who don't know, I invented the corrupted submission thing back in the 90s. I use Corel Word. You don't even know what Corel Word is. I did, and it would not be compatible with Microsoft Word, which is what my school district used. So I would export my file in Corel Word, give it to my teacher in the 90s, and she'd be like, "Oh, something's wrong with the file." and I would take another one of those little 3.5-inch hard, little floppy disks, and I would give her the right file, the file that I was working on for the extra couple of days until she realized that, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, sorry, Miss Swanson. Sorry about that. Okay, that's what I did back in the day. All right, you see what I'm talking about? So you can't trick me. You can't trick me. Okay, you see what I'm talking about? All right, boom. So do not take quizzes or tests together. All right, here's the thing. This happens all the time where people feel like, oh, I'm going to take this quiz with my buddy and put our two heads together and everything will be okay. Okay, listen. This is how this is going to work. We can tell if you're taking the quizzes together. So just don't do it. Okay? Plus, all the quizzes are random. So your quiz and your buddy's quiz, even if you start them at the exact same time, are not going to be the same. Okay? All right. Also, this is bad. Listen, you're just cheating yourself. If you're just doing this for the grade, drop the class. No, I'm not even joking. If you're just doing this for the grade, drop the class immediately and take something else. You should be taking this course because you're interested in subject matter. If you're not, drop the class. It's okay. I'm not going to judge you. Just drop the class. It's not for you. It's not for you. Don't plagiarize. Using Wikipedia, stuff like that, copy and pasting papers, copying and pasting quotes. The internet's a big place, but it's not as big as you think. Once again, algorithms. If you type it in a paper, we can find it anywhere on the internet. You know how you do Control F? Well, there's algorithms that do that automatically. So okay? And also, they can even detect it if you just reword something. Oh, man! If you're going to reference a source, you need to make sure you put in a citation. Okay? And stop people with these direct quotes. You know what? We'll get into this a little bit later, but if you're putting a whole paragraph in direct quotes, get out of psychology and go to the English department, and you can just do that. Okay. Now, I did not know. It's not an excuse. Listen, some people get away with this far too long. What do you mean? I didn't know that was against the rules. Self-plagiarizing, that's against the rules. Plagiarizing as the people, against the rules. Copying and pasting, against the rules. A lot of things are against the rules. It's going to be your responsibility to acquaint yourself with university policies. It's not my job to make sure you understand university policies. That's your job. You're an adult now. All right. So do not use or distribute answer keys. I don't have any answer keys, but if someone comes to you and they're like, hey, go to this Reddit page, go to this dark web thing, look at this paper that I have, and it's like some kind of answer key, don't use that. Don't use that because it's probably not accurate. And if it is accurate, once again, you're just hurting yourself. All right? Don't do this for the grade. Do this because you like the material. I have no problem. Listen, I have no problem people dropping in class. It's fine. Okay. Don't go to Reddit. We talked about this. Reddit's a bad place. It's fun for some things, but don't go there to learn. Just don't do it. Don't use Wikipedia. Self-explanatory. So I'm going to go ahead and pursue all forms of cheating. I'm going to show up at all the meetings. Why? Because all the meetings are on Zoom. So I don't even have to do anything. I can just sit here and be present at all the meetings. And I will show up to all those meetings because that's just how I roll. All right? Make sure that you understand I'm going to follow up on every case. Make sure that you understand I'm not going to let it slide. Come on, Walter. Hook me up, man. Come on, Walter. Just one time. Hook me up. Help me out. I'm not going to help you out. I'm not going to help you out. I'm not going to hook you up. Don't ask me. Okay. Now, if you have any questions about any of this stuff, you need to go ahead and send me an email. Okay? But please, just don't cheat. Make it simple for you. Academic dishonesty is not a good thing. You don't want to do it. You don't want to be involved with that drama, so just don't do it. Don't start cheating, okay? And once again, like I said, it is your responsibility. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is nice. Look at this. Hold up. Whoa. Oh. Wait. Oh. Hey, look at that, baby. Woo! Now, this is going to be your responsibility to understand all UIUC policies, okay? You're going to have to do it, all right? I'm not doing it for you. So please don't cheat. Don't be academically dishonest. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and go back to a little more casual conversation with Happy Walter with a frozen animation. This is how we roll around here. All right, so let's talk about absences and emergencies. So absences don't matter anymore because we're all online. You're not showing up to anything. You don't have to come to the in-person discussion sessions. You don't have to come to office hours. You don't have to show up to anything. The only thing you have to do is click on the videos, read the slides, take the attendance point quizzes, and turn in assignments. That's all you have to do. But if something happens where, there's something about or something going on in your life where you feel like it's getting in the way of your education or your ability to turn in assignments, please contact me as soon as possible. Do not wait. Do not wait. Okay. Any questions about that? Send me an email, ww3@illinois.edu. Alrighty. So, a lot of people ask, can you take the course for honors credit? Let's see what Dr. Evil has to say. Oh, I guess you can't. So there we go. That's the end of that. I love gifts. GIFs, don't judge me. All right. So let's talk about the course itself. How we earn points. All right. So we have participation. This is going to be through online quizzes, which are going to be called iClicker quizzes because we used to have iClickers, but now we don't. So in lieu of iClickers, you're going to have these participation quizzes I'm going to post online, and you'll need to complete those each week. All righty. Then you're going to have pre-discussion questions. All right, those due dates are going to be listed in your syllabus. Make sure you turn them in on time. Make sure you're reading your syllabus. You're going to have an assignment, which is 2 parts. One is 30 points, the other is 70 points. That's due in the middle semester and the end of the semester. Make sure you read your syllabus for more information on that. You have your quizzes. So you have 6 quizzes, right? And they're 40 points each. You're saying to yourself, but Walter, that don't add up to 200. And you's right. So your lowest quiz score is dropped at the end of the semester. So you take all 6 quizzes, the one you do the worst on gets dropped, and so then instead of a total of 240, there's a total of 200. Okay? So then you'll get, that's the grade you're going to get. So your 5 highest quizzes are going to be graded. Now, if you miss a quiz, that's a 0. And if you get a 0, then that's your lowest quiz grade. If you get a 0, that's the lowest quiz. I don't know how else to tell it to you. 0 is a low grade, and I will put 0 in the grade book, and then you'll get a 0 for that quiz. So even if the next quiz above that, you got a 50%, that 50% still counts towards your final grade because you have a 0. So there's no upside to skipping quizzes. Take all the quizzes. Take all the quizzes, even if you're not ready for it. By sheer luck, you might be able to get a decent score. Definitely better than a 0. So please, don't play this game. Turn in the quizzes. A 0 is your lowest score. Listen, the only reason why I say this because this confuses people every year. It's like, I was like, what? What do you mean a 0? Oh man, math. You know what? Remember when they told you in first grade you're gonna have to know, math? They meant it. Okay. Now there are 400 points total. All right. All right. So here we go. This is going to be a little breakout right here. There we go, of how the points that you earn. Listen, just play it right here. Look, pause. Just pause and read this. It's in the syllabus. You should have the syllabus with you. It's in the slideshow. Read the slides. I'm getting bored now, so I'm going to skip past this. Okay? All right. Then we have the grades. All right, so this is the grades. All right? This is how it breaks down. If you're on the bubble, tough luck. All right? So if you want to get an A, there's no A plus in this class. This is what you need. All right, there we go. You see that? Okay, watch this. Pause. Ooh, there we go. All right, you're fine. All right, that's good. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about opportunities for extra credit. Now, here's the thing about extra credit. Let's talk about it. You're going to get a total or have the opportunity to earn a total of 6 points extra credit. That's right, a total of 6 points through Sona Research Participation, okay, which is all online, all right? We're just handing out extra credit for you, okay? There might be an extra credit assignment, but that is to be determined, so we don't know, okay? So you're going to need to check your syllabus and compass for updated information to figure out if there's going to be any extra credit opportunities for you to take advantage of. Okay. Now let's do a little bit of math here. That's only 1.5% of your final grade. So really, when you think about it, like, are you going to be earning, like, are you going to be saving your grade if this is extra credit? Probably not. Maybe if you're on the bubble, maybe it'll help you out. But don't be stubbing your toe on all these assignments, thinking that at the end of the semester you're gonna, take that extra credit assignment and then save your grade. And also, don't do that thing where it's the last week of the semester and then you're like, oh, is there anything I can do for to raise my grade? And there is something you could do. Okay? You could open an Einstein-Rosen bridge, go back in time, and then study and get a better grade to begin with, right? But, I don't know. I'm watching this TV show called Dark on Netflix. There's a lot of time travel in there, but I don't have a 1982 DeLorean. I don't have a flux capacitor. I can't go back in time. So the only thing I can say to you is you need to take every assignment seriously. If you know who you are. If you know you're the kind of person who always like tearfully asks for more points in the semester, start studying now. Okay? Because I will sit there, and it's super easy now on Zoom. I'll just like look at the screen, and I'll be like, sorry, I ain't got nothing for you. You know what I'm talking about? So that's on you, okay? All right. Any questions? Send me an email. So now that I said all that, let's talk about my goals for this semester. Number one, learning, knowledge, okay? I don't want to just give you facts and figures and have you memorize them. I want you to learn how to teach yourself. This is going to be very important, okay? I don't believe in this whole memorization thing, all right? I want you to know how to teach yourself. You're going to have a link to the online version of the DSM-5. Make sure you register your university library account. That way you can access it. I want you to learn how to read it, to look for symptoms, okay? I want you to learn how to do differential diagnoses. Why would you have us do that, Walter? Because we don't have a textbook. And this is really a clinical psychology class. And if you're interested in being a researcher or a clinician, you should be familiar with the DSM-5. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to learn how to use the DSM-5. And, oh, Walter, this is a 200 level course. Exactly. But you're not a 200 level person. You see what I'm talking about? Okay, aim high. Also, I want you to grow as individuals. I want to grow as an individual constantly. You want to grow as an individual. You always want to be learning and challenging yourself. I don't care if you got a 5 on the AP exam. You don't know it all. Like, oh yeah, I took psych in high school and I got a 5 on AP. So what? If you stop learning, that's all for nothing. Okay? So hard work and dedication beats out talent all day. So if you're super smart and whatever, and if you know everything, why are you in college? Just drop out of college and go solve the world if you know everything. You don't know everything. You want to learn more, so please learn. All right? And also remember this. Whoever's at home, whoever's at your dorm, whoever's at your sorority fraternity house, they don't know everything either. Okay? So please learn. Please learn. Please challenge yourself and push yourself to be better than everybody else. And I don't know everything. I don't know everything about psychology. I don't. I don't have all the answers. So be better than me. If I don't have the answer, look it up yourself. Maybe I'll look it up. We'll see what happens. All right? All right. But what I'm saying is challenge yourself, push yourself, grow. You can be better than me. A lot of you already are. You don't even realize it when it comes to learning. Now, let's talk about support. I do want to support you. I do want to support your learning, your education, and your endeavors. I want to help you, to achieve your learning goals, to achieve your growth. I want to be there for you as a support. Having said that, I'm not your counselor. I'm not going to give you therapy. I'm not one of your parental units. So I'm not going to raise you. You see what I'm talking about? But if you have questions, if you need help, I will help you. I will be there to support you. Understand, I have about 100 students, okay? You know what I'm talking about? So it's not going to be one of those things. I know some of y'all went to these nice little fancy schools with like 14 kids in a classroom. It ain't like that around here. So you're going to have to advocate for yourself. If you need help, you need to ask for it. If you don't want to ask me, you can ask somebody else. But if you need help, you need to ask for it. But I want to be there to help you and support you. And I also want to help prepare you for the future. What I mean by this? Well, things are really uncertain right now. We're in the middle of a pandemic. You don't know what you're going to do. You don't know what about grad school? What about jobs? What about this? What about psychology? What's going on? Everything's very uncertain right now. So, in addition to everything else going on in the world, you just got to figure out what you're going to do with your life. So, I've been through life for a little bit. I got some experience. I'm twice some of y'all's age. So, if you need some help, you know, need some direction, I can help you out. I can point you in the right direction. I can give you some connections to resources so you can better yourself. But this is very important that you think about your future. My dream about this course, the way I envisioned it, is to challenge people to think like clinicians, to help them know if this is a career choice for them. You know, people love A's. And somebody told me that this course was an easy A. And I was like, not on my watch, player. You know what I'm saying? So some people went online to some Reddit post or some website, and somebody told them the average grade is like a B plus. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you my philosophy. It's soapbox time. Watch this. Soapbox time. All right. Here's what I believe. I believe that a C is a degree. A C is an average grade. That's an average grade. A C. That's a 70%. No, 73 to 75%. Or 76, whatever. It's a C. It's in mid-range. This is a 75. 75%. That's a C. All right? So that's a degree. So when you talk to me about, I want to blah, 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 I'm thinking, hey, C's a degree. All right? That's what I'm thinking. So what I want you to do, I want you to take this course as seriously as you can. All right. I want you to ask questions. I want you to think about if you actually want to, do this for a living. I want you to work hard, read the DSM-5, ask for help, work with each other, and come to office hours and try to swap information with your classmates. Do that. That's something that you can do to help you learn. you know so like I would definitely encourage you to connect with each other, to make friends, in a non-creepy way, and make study groups. I encourage you to come to office hours. I encourage you to send me emails. I encourage you to get involved, read the DSM-5, scholarly papers, engage with the material, see which of these sections you like, look ahead in the syllabus, see what's coming up, you know, um, like educate yourself, okay? And that's going to be important for university work, because at this point, as a grad student, I just teach myself and figure out what I need to learn. You know what I'm talking about? It's kind of hard. All right. So any questions on that? Send me an email. All right. So right here, we're going to talk about the level 99 in-game boss, and that is going to be my supervisor, the supervisor for Psych 238, Dr. Thomas Richard Quapple, PhD. You can call him professor if you want to. If you want to call somebody a professor, you can go ahead and email this dude right here. You can email him, and you can call him professor all day. I'm sure he'll like that. You know what I'm talking about? But don't call me professor. You can call him professor, doctor, all that good stuff. All right. Now, he's the supervisor of all the instructors. There's like 6 of us this year. So you can email him right here. His email it should be in the syllabus. If it's not, I'll update that for you. But right here, you don't have to ask me permission to email him. You can just email him, and you can just say, hey, I'm in Walter's class, and I don't like him. He's a weirdo. He's not doing his job well, blah, blah, blah. You can do that. You can email him. You don't have to let me know. You don't have to talk to me about it. You don't need my permission to do it. You can do it whenever you want to. All right? So it's been about 50 minutes. That's good enough for an intro lecture to me. So if you have any questions about the course or whatever, send me an email, wjv3@illinois.edu, whatever you want to do. If you feel like you made a terrible mistake, then go and drop the course. There's no problem. Take it again later. Yeah, or just don't take it again. It's fine. Please read the syllabus. Please watch all the videos. Please do all the readings. Please take all the quizzes. And I'll talk to you later. All right, peace.